y'all. Keisha ShonGee Johnson in the building. Thank you so much for tuning in to Wine La Vie podcast. Listen, I hope you have had an amazing day. Listen, what you didn't finish, baby, finish it tomorrow or another day. You understand what I'm saying? Listen, it's time to wind this thing all the way down, baby. Listen, relax, put your feet up, get you some snacks, baby. Get your favorite wine or your beverage, baby, and come on in, baby. Listen, it's going to be a phenomenal show, baby. The month of June, baby. Listen, we celebrating some big things, baby. It is Black Music Month, okay? All month of June. Listen, I hope you've had an opportunity to go to some festivals, take in some culture, baby, take in some inspiration, baby, and get some legacy music in you. You understand what I'm saying? Something that's going to vibrate your soul, baby, positive energy, good vibes, okay? So, since it is Black Music Month, right? How about this? Let's go. I got something for y'all. And we about to play this. Hey! 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 They not like us. They not like us. They not like us. Hey! 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 Okay, so it's Black Music Month. I'm so hyped. I'm so ready. Listen, it's our time to shine, baby, in this industry. Honey, listen, Blacks have brought the dynamic beat of the drum, baby, the creativity, baby, just being artistic and just vibing. So I'm just so excited about that. So we gonna do something a little different tonight, right? So you know how I always feature a wine for tonight, but instead I got a mocktail for you, okay? So the feature tonight, baby, because it's so hot, baby. It's hot Atlanta, baby. It's summertime. It's 100 degrees. So we finna cool this thing on down. You understand? So, baby, tonight, baby, let me tell you what I got tonight. I got this. Can y'all see that? Ooh, I can't wait to taste it. Listen, tonight's feature is Extreme Watermelon, baby, smoothie mocktail, okay? Listen, this thing right here, I'm smelling aromatic strawberries, watermelon, coconut water, displaying an exotic, fruity, aromatic smell. Y'all listen, honey, we still do it the same way, baby. We smell the freshness, baby. And I'm going to taste that thing. It's so good. It's very hydrating, okay? So you can do it too, okay? So this was released 2025, and basically it's a splash of sweetness to satisfy your palate, quench your thirst, and cool you down in this 100-degree weather, baby. Jeez, it's hot Atlanta, baby, for sure, okay? The alcohol content for my mocktail lovers is 0%, okay? And this is served chilled and frozen with fresh fruit, okay? It's paired with associate nuts, variety fruit platter, and cheeses of your choice, baby. It's going down, okay? So just a little treat, baby, just something just to enjoy, because sometimes it's summertime. You don't want to partake in a whole lot of food. And honey, baby, you got to be careful with your alcohol content, because, baby, you will sweat bullets. So this is just to calm you on down, cool you on down, and then just be something refreshing to your palate, okay? And since this is associated with nuts and variety of a fruit platter, I got some of my favorite snacks, okay? Listen, I love Skinny Pop, right? this little bag right here is 100 calories because we still watching our body yada yada. You understand what I'm saying? So what I actually have for you now is a variety of the fruits, some of my favorite fruits, right? So we got blueberries, fresh blueberries, organic blueberries. We have almonds, roasted sea salt almonds, okay? Then we have Pink Lady. Those are my favorite apples, okay? They are so sweet and so delicious. And then I got some little cuties, okay? That's really sweet. So you don't have to take a whole lot. You understand what I'm saying? To put your charcuterie together, do it with some of your favorite things that you enjoy, your favorite things that you like, okay? And then just, hey, relax. Light your candles, baby, honey. Listen, baby, you done had a long day, okay? Take the edge off, okay? And so you can still have a good time, still host an event, still do your thing, and still be healthy, okay? So, your girl's a senior wine consultant for Napa Valley Vineyards, and I am so excited. I love to do my thing and I love to do this podcast, so I cannot do it without all of you, okay? So I'm gonna take another sip of this thing, honey, before we get all the way into this show, okay? It's super and it's so, oh my God, it feels so good going down, right? So this is Black Music Month, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, listen, I'm just so excited. If anyone knows me, I love my people, I love my culture. I love our melanin. I love our creativity. I love everything about us. Okay. So, ShonGee, your girl will celebrate us. Okay. So, Black Music Month, traditionally created it each June, honors profound contributions of Black artists to develop an evolution of music across the genres, right? From jazz, blues to soul, R&B, hip hop, and beyond, Black musicians have shaped the soundscape of the world and continue to influence global music culture today. Okay. In June, okay, 2025, right? The year is moving, y'all. So this month long celebration promises to be a time of reflection, celebration, appreciation for the rich history and the ongoing legacy of Black music, okay? The exciting events, tributes, initiates plan for Black Music Month for 2025, showcasing how music of Black artists continues to inspire, empower, and unite people around the world. How many of y'all can take a moment? You're having a bad day. You put on your favorite groove, your favorite music, and it just makes everything better. I know for ShonGee, music relaxes me. Music just is great to my soul. I feel better. And everything is not as maybe as serious as it is because I'm relaxed. My mind is at ease. And honey, music will just make you happy. Okay. So whether it's gospel, whether it's rock, whether it's pop, hip hop, R&B, listen, music makes you feel good. Okay. So Black Music Month 2025, celebrating icons and emerging talent, right? In 2025, Black music will not only reflect on achievements of past legends, but also highlight the vibrant and ever evolving landscape of Black music today. This music will feature performances such as from social justice movements. Kendrick Lamar, they not like us. They not like us. Okay. J. Cole, Megan Thee Stallion. Okay. Documentaries that's going to be released and film releases for this month. Okay. Netflix and other streaming platforms like Tina Turner, okay, documentaries, Quincy Jones, Erica Badu. It's an intimate look of their careers and cultural contributions. Okay, I love me some Tina Turner, baby. When I was in Europe, Tina Turner was the first concert that I ever went to in Europe. Okay, and that concert was What Love Got to Do with It. All right, y'all seen the movie, right? So that was my very first concert as a young adult, and I just loved everything about it. The audience, the ambiance, the environment was beautiful. Okay, although everybody spoke different languages, but we all came together as one because music makes you happy. Okay, listen. Also, what's going to be featured, and we got contemporary Black artists, future of the music, right? Beyonce. How many? Hey, put a ring on it. Hey, how many Beyonce fans do we have out there? Rihanna, the newer voices like Jasmine Sullivan and SZA, right? Celebrating will recognize the diversity, styles, and sounds within modern Black music. Okay, I love all of those artists, baby. They are bad to the bone. Okay, iconic musicians lives the work, and their work lives on. Prince. How many Prince lovers do we have, baby? Because, honey, I love me some Prince too, baby. Whitney Houston, James Brown, and Nina Simone, baby. Okay, so when I tell you Black Music Month is definitely a time of celebration, a time of just uniting and us coming as one. But baby, me to say all of that, the guest I got tonight, baby, when I tell you she's so bad, she's so sweet, she's so humble, and when I tell you business lady, boss lady, doing her thing, let me introduce Miss Chiquita Marie Williams, is a multifaceted leader, wellness advocate, community pillar, to those life, work, and deeply rooted in her faith, resilience, and purpose. She's a proud Atlanta. Yeah, shout out ATL down, baby. Okay, native and 46 years young, baby, African American woman. She lives with intentionality, nurturing her body as a temple, embracing the holistic approach to wellness that includes spiritual grounding, mindful living, and a daily gratitude. In 2022, she courageously overcame, when I say, woo, bad to the bone, and baby, so dear to my heart. You understand what I'm saying? This is one of my sister queens, baby. And when I tell you I will ride and live with her every day, each and every day, okay? But in 2022, baby, she courageously overcame a diagnosis of stage 4 cancer, a life-altering experience that deepened her commitment to health advocacy, personal empowerment, and helping others thrive beyond adversity. That same strength that fueled her work as a founder, I told you she was bad, y'all, and a CEO of Iconic Studios, LLC, a multi-sector enterprise spanning event coordination, travel services, entertainment management, and apparel, baby. She also serves as the executive operations consultant for her home health agency and board member of Iconic Studios Charities, Inc., a nonprofit committed to health awareness, education, economic empowerment, especially for cancer patients, veterans, and unserved communities. grounded in her faith as a member of the New Birth Missionary Baptist Church under the leadership. And when I say under the leadership, y'all all know him, Dr. Jamal Bryant. She leads with compassion and integrity. A former psychology major and minor in business administration, she strives and thrives with a type A spirit that drives her excellence in both corporate and service spaces. She is dedicated, and when I say dedicated, a member of the Order of the Eastern Star and the DOI. That's the female version, auxiliary of Shriners, and is widely known for her devotion to her family. Absolutely loves her family, her friends, and her beloved role as a host of joyful memory-making gatherings. Her lifestyle choices reflect her belief in wellness. She abstains from smoking and drinking, engages in regular physical activity, avoids fast foods, with one charming exception being a proud signature. Okay. Member of the Disney World of Fast Food, Chick-fil-A, and patronize rest and spiritual relaxation. She finds joy in travel, books, delicious meals, and new learning every day. She offers a unique, and I mean a unique and inspiring perspective, merging her personal survival, professional excellence, and community devotion to advance conversations on how culture, faith, community, and her personal responsibility to inform true health and healing. Her mission, Miss Chiquita Marie Williams' mission, is to do good, love hard. And when I say she loves hard, she loves extremely hard, okay? And help others live their best lives, mind, body, and soul. Ladies and gentlemen, when I tell you the feature bad to the bone, boss lady, CEO, president, Miss Chiquita. How you doing, Queen?
I'm doing fantastic.
Did I bring you in, baby?
Yes,
Did I
you
bring you
did,
in?
sis. Yes, you did.
Thank you so much for being a guest on the show. It is such an honor to have you. Listen, baby. Hey, it's been a long time in the making. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm so happy that you are here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, Chiquita's gonna drop them nuggets for you, baby. Listen, get your snacks, get your beverage. Let's go. Listen, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Can't complain. Every day above ground is a blessing, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Amen to that. Amen to that. You looking so pretty. Look at
Thank
you.
you. Thank you, girl. Thank you. We're gonna have to
Yes,
show up for Wine La Vie.
yes, absolutely, girl. Listen, honey. I hope you caught the details to that mocktail. Okay.
I
I hope you
did.
caught them ingredients. Okay.
I
Listen,
did.
honey, it's so good too. And you ought to try it. So, honey, that one right there, that's special for you. Okay.
Thank you
So
so much.
listen. When I tell you, Chiquita, you have done so many wonderful things. And I'm just in awe because going down your bio, baby, listen, you so humble. I love your spirit. Always have loved your energy. And you know, me and you, we connected at the hip. You understand what I'm saying? So I am just so proud of you, of all of your accomplishments. I am just super honored to have you tonight. And baby, we're gonna have a good time. You
It's,
ready to have a good time?
I am. I am. I'm ready.
Yes. Listen, with all of this that you have going on, listen, how do you maintain everything? How do you maintain it?
God. Period. Period. As the
Right,
young lady say. As the young kids say, period.
right,
It's,
right.
it's only through him. I mean, because through life be lifing. Um,
Right.
so just through it all, just keeping my eyes focused, just staying on my knees in prayer for not only myself but all of the people that I love and care for and come in contact with, so that every time anybody sees me, that it's not me that they see, but more of him. Um,
Right.
just recognizing that this time it doesn't belong to me.
Mhm.
I'm just a vessel. I'm leasing this body and just trying to do the most with it in the time that the good Lord gives me here on earth.
Hey, listen, and for that, honey, listen, I salute you, Queen, because baby, well said. You understand what I'm saying? And just to be here in 2022, you were diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. How did that come about? How did your detection come about to notice any signs or symptoms?
So, in obtaining my diagnosis, it unfortunately was a long road. It started with me waking up as I prepared for a Jaspirations event with the DOI Better Than Amazing Alcohol Court number 219 event. I had gone because it was in 22, so they were still doing testing for COVID and those type of things in large gatherings. So I woken up that morning preparing to go get my COVID testing done at a nearby facility. And when I looked down at my foot, I was like, wait a minute. Just one foot and ankle was swollen a lot. And I never had rather any type of health problems. So no hypertension, high cholesterol, diabetes, none of those things. I barely ever got a cold for that matter. But once I saw that, I continued throughout my day, and then I reached out to one of the daughters, Jenny Middlebrooks, new married Middlebrooks, and I reached out to her because she's a nurse and a nurse that I trust her opinion and her recommendations and those type of things. So when I reached out to her and told her what was going on, she told me to elevate my foot. And when I elevated it, I mean, there was no relief. And she had me to do a couple things to make sure that it wasn't, swollen and retaining water. She did have a concern about blood clots. But through the self-examination, she just recommended that I stay home that day and just rest throughout the weekend. And my foot eventually went down. And then on that Monday, it swole again. And when it swole, I went ahead and made an appointment with my primary care physician. And when I got to the primary physician's office, they told me to immediately go to get a Doppler ultrasound done. And so when I went and got it done, they didn't detect any blood clots at that time. And after that particular test, it's a long story, Keisha. You got to sit in for it now.
Listen, honey, I'm all for it. I'm all for it because
Try to abbreviate it as best I can.
listen, I'm all for it, honey, because we not gatekeeping. We
No,
making sure
no,
people are aware,
absolutely,
okay, and know what's going
absolutely.
on.
So when I went and I got the test done, whereas my foot was just uncomfortable because my skin was tight from the swelling, when they did the Doppler ultrasound, they were pushing on my leg from my groin all the way down to my ankle on the inside of your leg. So if anybody's ever pushed really hard on that, that's a really sensitive area of your body. So I ended up going to the emergency room that evening, and they did a battery of tests, didn't find anything. So over the course of the next few months, I went and got tested. The rheumatologist, I went and they thought I maybe had gout. They tested me for HIV. They tested me for lupus. They tested me for just everything they could think of. They just tested, and everything kept coming back clean. And as you said with my bio, I'm a busy lady. Okay.
Yes,
So
you are.
my foot would swell, go down, swell, go down, swell, go down. And this started in February of 22. So it was going down and I just kept going to doctors. And then finally in April, I like to eat. I'm a foodie. So in April, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So all of the fruits that you were naming earlier, I had my little notepad right here and I was just jotting down the notes and just writing it down. So in April of 22, I was on my way to Atlanta Breakfast Club because I love them. If you've never been, definitely go. Their salmon croquettes are amazing with their sauce. I don't know what it is. And then they have a peach cobbler French toast. Please try it. It is delicious if you've never been. Right across from the aquarium downtown Atlanta. And so I walked up a hill to get to the restaurant. And then that night, because that was the first time I really ever exerted any type of excessive physical activity because of my foot swelling and such. And so that night I woke up and instead of it just being isolated to my ankle and my foot, my entire left leg had swollen. And I'm not a small young lady. Okay. So for my leg and my entire leg to swell, that was a really big thing. And I struggled to walk around, and I ended up calling my chief of staff, was eventually her title that was given to her. Katina Morris, my honey buns, my cousin. My sister, all the things, checking all the boxes in my life, my little angel. And so called her because she's not far from me. And we went to the emergency room and they didn't find anything at that time. But they ended up they thought it was something with my heart. So they sent me home. They told me to contact a cardiologist. So I'm sorry, I take that back. They found blood clots in my leg. I apologize. My recall was a little tainted there. So they did find blood clots in my leg. So they gave me a heparin shot in my abdomen. And then they told me it's probably something with my heart. I did express at that time, that I've been dealing with trying to find a diagnosis for several months. And, my living situation and living alone and those type of things. And I expressed concern, as did Katina, about, being released and going back home.
Right.
Especially with blood clots. And I just gave it to God. I didn't have the energy aside from doing that. Now, Katina was fired up. Katina was ready to be about it. She was the reason why they even did the chest x-ray, because she was about the New Orleans, she babying and all the things. And so I just gave it to God. I was just tired. And so I just was like, okay, I know God got me if ain't nobody else got me. And so I went ahead, came home that evening, and then the next day came into the office. I have a home office, so I worked that day. And then my staff were like, just monitor yourself and those type of things. And then I went ahead and tried to call the cardiologist that I received the referral for, and the office was closed. But again, perseverance, and we're going to keep on keeping on. And unfortunately, I couldn't breathe. I found myself fighting to breathe. And that was a very scary time, I must say. And again, called Jeannie Middlebrooks again. And she recommended that I contact Katina because Katina wasn't far away, and then go back to the emergency room, of which I did. And I sat here for about 7 minutes before I caught my breath. I because I was here by myself, I was trying to make sure I wasn't having a stroke. So I was going through all the self-examination things for a stroke and a heart attack. And I was like, I'm not stressed, so I know I'm not having an anxiety attack. I've never had one of those, especially for not for this. In comparison
Right.
to so many
Right.
other trials and tribulations I've overcome, not for this.
Right.
Ended up going back to the emergency room, and it was this time now at the end of April when I went that next day. It wasn't shortly after that, heparin shot with the emergency doctor, and he was like, yeah, just go check out the cardiologist. So this time when I went in, my blood pressure was extremely high, and they ended up admitting me to the ICU because they saw something on the x-ray that they did this time. And to make a long story short, it ended up being cancer. They admitted me to the ICU in May, and then I was in the hospital up until mid-May from ICU. And then, of course, they downgraded me once they got me stable. I underwent 2 biopsies that both came back inconclusive. They wanted to do a third. I objected. I advocated for myself, in addition to so many people just showing up and being present, support that I didn't even know that I had. As you said, giving, what I know is that when I give, that it comes back tenfold, because his word is true. And I didn't realize that the seeds that I had sown truly were coming back, and they came back in abundance. And it was so much that it was overwhelming. But I ended up being discharged at my request because they wanted to do a third biopsy. And I said, what's different? What's going to be different?
Right.
At that point in time, I lost feeling in my legs, so I couldn't walk. So I ended up having to be carried up the stairs because I couldn't walk up the stairs. Once I was released home, they did a PET scan and they detected that I had cancer in my neck, and it was all throughout my abdomen. My kidney function had gone down to 18%. They were like, when you go to urinate, does it hurt? Have you been having blood in your urine? And I was just like, no. They were like, have you lost weight? Just all these things. And I was like, no. And they were like, do you feel that big tumor that's in your abdomen? No, none of the things. Because we cooked in the blood over here. Okay.
Right. From the top to the bottom, baby.
To the bottom, head to my toes, and underneath it, my feet too, and my ankles. All of the things. So when they did the PET scan, found out where the cancer was, did another biopsy, that my third one, and that was when they were able to diagnose me, confirm my diagnosis. So it was aggressive, diffuse, large B-cell non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, stage 4. And it was aggressive. After they detected it, it was like, I felt like the cancer was like, oh my God, they put the police have found me with a flashlight. Let me go ahead and speed things up. So after I got the diagnosis and I had my port placed, shortly thereafter, I actually was admitted for emergent chemotherapy. So my first treatment wasn't one that was scheduled. It was because my health started to decline so rapidly. And then, so when I started my treatment, when I was performed, when they did the treatment, fatigue set in immediately. And I knew fatigue was tiredness, but tiredness to me truly doesn't describe the type of fatigue that kicks in when you undergo chemotherapy, because it was a struggle to open my eyes in the morning. It was a struggle to do anything. It took all of me. It took me willing myself to move, to get up and walk to the restroom, to get out the bed, to talk. chemo fog happened where I could hear you. But instead of my sprinter that's usually in my head, pulling drawers out for me to understand and respond back, it was like my sprinter had aged, and it was an old man up there, in my brain walking around for me to receive and respond back. And that was frustrating. And so as a result, I did not do very many phone conversations. I preferred text so that I could read the words and respond back to them after I had an opportunity to process it and then respond back. And then also with the drugs that they were giving me, it made me extremely tired. And so this conversation we're having right now would not go the way that it's going. And so I would go to sleep, just talk to you and then just doze off. But again, just my family showed up, my cousin, Keisha, I don't know if she's on. Nicholas, I don't know if she's on, but she
listen, it's so many people. I got Gwendolyn Williams, I got a little bit of everything. I got B Will, I got Rolanda Moore.
That's
baby, it's so many people on.
Yes. But that cousin, she came, and so Katina would take me. I had to go to the doctor every Wednesday to get my blood drawn because it was so aggressive. I had to go every Wednesday to get my blood drawn to make sure that my blood count was okay. A few different times they were trying to admit me. My aunt Carla, she was cooking the collard greens for me. So, the collard greens were helping with a few things. It gave me a little pep in my step. Devon Neely or Chef D, he did my meal prep and brought that out. Herschel Young came by. He brought me watermelon, fresh watermelon, not that stuff out the public. He was like, "What y'all doing?" So he came and cut up the watermelon, the big one. So it was like, a few different containers of fresh watermelon that he had found off somebody's fruit truck or something. I don't know. But again, just so many people. Gwendolyn came over. I couldn't, my leg, because I couldn't move. And she came over and she made sure that just I felt okay aesthetically, and just made sure that I was okay. And she brought me a foot bath and just, my God, Jesus. And through it all, Keisha, and the reason why Conic Studios Charities is having the flagship to do cancer, support people that have cancer and bring awareness to cancer, aside from my own personal journey, is because when I was undergoing my treatment, I had so many people that came far and wide to make sure I was okay. And when I looked around at other people that were going through their journey, it wasn't the same. There were people that had to drive themselves. I couldn't imagine me having to drive myself. Unable to pay for their medication. Bills don't stop because you're sick.
That's right.
One of the biggest things that I will say, kind of kicked in for me that I didn't know, so many systems that I thought were there to help people, because cancer ain't new. I wasn't the first person to get cancer. But the biggest thing for me, and anybody that's on this call right now, what I want you to know is that if you can't work, you don't qualify for unemployment. You don't get unemployment if you can't work. Yeah, that was one thing I didn't know, but that was like one of the first things, because I wasn't working, that I thought I would qualify for. Social Security denied me twice. It was just a journey. They tried to take my house. I've been in my home for 20 years, just stuff. But God,
honey.
But God. My mortgage was being paid. My utilities were being paid. My family was coming over, making sure my clothes were laundered. I was getting back and forth to my appointments. Okay. I received countless monetary donations from just everybody. Everybody just made sure I was okay. And Jesus, I just Thank you to everybody. Thank you for your prayers. Thank you for everything. I'm just
Wow.
thankful. I truly am
Wow.
thankful.
That is a definite, like, it's a phenomenal, I'm speechless. You understand what I'm saying? A phenomenal testimony to show how you can pour into someone and pour into people, and look at how all of that came right back. It came right back. You understand what I'm saying? You giving selfishly to others, and others loved on you through it. And what would you say to someone who has experienced that? Because cancer, it runs heavy in my family. As you know, my daughter, 11 years old, was experienced breast cancer. And so many of my loved ones, my grandmother, my aunts, and all went to be with the Lord because of cancer. What would you tell someone who has experienced anything like what you've been through? What wisdom or what nuggets would you give them?
Again, faith. Okay. So whatever your doctor's saying, the doctors don't know. The one thing that people say oftentimes is you make plans and God laughs at them,
Right,
because He has a plan for your life. He
right,
has the plan. He has the final word. So, just stay positive. Stay positive through it all. It makes a difference. There's scientific studies that have been performed. One being, I'll share a water experiment. So they had petri dishes of water that they put in two different petri dishes, or several different petri dishes. Petri dishes. And so
right,
with those petri dishes, they separated them into two different groups. So one of the groups of the water and the petri dishes, they spoke affirmative words to them. You're wonderful. You're beautiful. You're gonna excel. You're doing the best, and you're so quenching, and just all positiveness with this one set of petri dishes of water. And with
right,
the other set of petri dishes of water, they just anything that was negative. You're worthless, you're stupid, you're negative, you're not gonna do anything for any plant or person, or if we did give you a person, just anything that was negative. And they
right,
did that over a period of time. And then when they put the water and they froze the water so that it would solidify, the set of petri dishes of water that were receiving the positive words, the crystallization of it was just beautiful, remarkable, just beautiful. And then the other set of water that were in petri dishes, the crystallization of it was deformed and just not, it just didn't form well. So two things. First and foremost, there is life and death is in the power of your tongue. And
right,
you hear your thoughts before they verbalize from yourself. So
mm-hmm,
keep those positive thoughts in your mind, because it makes a difference. It makes a difference. I try to, like you said in my bio, I truly try to avoid negative things.
mm-hmm.
I've grown from that experience. There were certain things where I entered into I tell everybody it was my thank you and okay season, because I was accustomed to being the person that people would come to for everything all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And during that time, I had to be selfish. I had to be
Right,
selfish because I had to focus on myself. I needed every energy, all the everything that I had to power myself and will myself back into a positive space and a healed space.
mm-hmm.
Happened, I will say, and I had my last treatment in September 22. I got my cancer-free diagnosis. We ain't talking about no remissions, okay? We ain't no
Yes, I know that's right. No, we all the way free.
yes, ma'am. But yeah, just, life and death truly does lie in the power of your tongue. And you hear your thoughts before they even reach your vocal cords and exit out into the atmosphere. So be mindful of what you think. Be mindful of who you surround yourself with. Be mindful of the activities that you participate in, because it makes all the difference in the world. Don't let those people that, I ain't gonna bash no shows, because I don't know who on here, this gonna air and I might need them to be a sponsor or something, but be mindful of those things. I try my best to avoid television as much as I can. I definitely have my little shows, that I watch or whatever, but I try to make sure that I feed myself, not just through my mouth orally for my stomach, but my spirit. And I'm making sure that I do that, through what I consume, through my eyes, through the smell, through my mouth, through my ears, and just who I surround myself with, because we're nothing but spiritual beings. It makes a difference.
That's right. And you know what? One thing that I always love, I love being intentional. And that was my whole thing about 2025, was I was going to be intentional about who I was around. I was going to be intentional about the things that I was doing, the creativity, just the things I was writing about, just how I felt about myself, how I felt about others. I was going to be intentional, okay? Having intentional thoughts, intentional feelings, and just when you intentional about what you do, who you're around, your circle, the environment, everything plays a part of your self-care. Everything from the top of your head to the sole of your feet, right? So with you being intentional and you having that intentionality about yourself and about your being and your livelihood, what are the things that you'll do for self-care? Because you're a busy lady, real busy now.
That I am. So again, when you down, he put me down. One thing I asked God, before everything really got real, I asked God, I said, God, the conversation he and I had, I know that I'm going through this for a reason. I don't know what the reason is, and that's not for me, right? But what I do ask is that whatever the reason is as to why I'm going through this current trial and tribulation, that you make it real clear as to what it is that I'm supposed to do next. And so through going through that cancer battle, again, with Iconic Studios charities, ironically, that 2022 year, my intentions were to start a financial literacy program for the youth, because when it comes to money, we just don't do too well.
That's good.
That was going to be the flagship program for Iconic Studios charities. But once I got through to the end of that journey, and I'm actually still going through it, I still am in physical therapy. I still find myself being tired. I still, swell when I do a lot of activity. I still am battling the I guess subsequent indirect impacts of cancer. But the treatment is both of them. It's cancer and the treatment, because chemo truly, it gets rid of the cancer, but it does not discriminate. Good cells, bad cells,
everything.
It's coming through. What's her name? Miley Cyrus, the Wrecking Ball. I can't
everything, absolutely everything.
Yes, ma'am. But with the flagship for Iconic Studios being cancer awareness and support, the intentions are at the end of this year to secure a commercial space where we'll be able to do workshops, and then also to be able to provide financial support to those that are battling cancer, because it doesn't just impact the person, it also impacts the family as well. After I came out of my treatment, I was invited to Faces of Courage Cancer Camp that's in Florida. And so
Okay.
it was composed and comprised of other people that were either currently battling cancer or had overcome it. And the leader of it, Miss Peggy, she was the best. And there were doctors that came in to be surrounded with other cancer warriors. I know people call us survivors, but I choose to say warrior because it was a battle. Okay, it's
Yes,
a whole battle.
yes.
But it also does the support not only for the patient but also for the family members as well. And I want to, from gleaning from their experiences and gleaning from the places and spaces that God has placed me since. I just want to bring that forward and be able to again provide the awareness and support to cancer warriors. And ironically, I know that you mentioned that it was Black Music Month. I may be
Yes,
but it
yes.
also is Cancer Survivors Month. They call it Survivors, so we go
Yes.
It is June is Cancer Survivors Month. So anybody that's on right
Yes.
now that is battle cancer, kudos to you and keep on keeping on. Because we
Keep
are,
on keeping on.
yes, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Listen, that when I tell you your journey and just to see you, hear you, and listen, your spirit, your smile, just your personality is infectious. And I just love you, Chiquita. I love you.
Forgive my hand, hurt my head, but yeah, I love you too.
Right, right. Like when I tell you, it's so good. And this is what this platform is for, is because we're not gatekeeping. I've been in healthcare for 30 plus years.
Mhm.
So if there is any way that I can help the community by bringing guests like yourself that have nonprofit agencies and healthcare agencies to help people know that, like, listen, you don't have to be alone.
No,
It's somebody out here that can love on you, that can pour into you, that can give you some advocacy, that can advocate for you and put you on the right direction. And that's one of the beautiful things about you, is that you're willing to share anything in your knowledge with anyone so they can be healthy as well. So I love you for that. And I'm just so in awe. Like I said, it has been Black Music Month, and we celebrating cancer warriors as well. My baby is a warrior as well. I'm so proud of y'all. When I tell you, listen, you can't tell me nothing, baby, honey. Listen, you still beautiful, baby. You still got it going on, baby. It's still a busy bee. Good Lord.
yeah,
I can't keep up with you.
we actually just co-hosted the 18th annual Geraldine McKinney Cancer Walk with Prince Hall Grand Chapter of
Wow.
Georgia 2 weeks ago. The Grand Worthy Matron, Sister Sally R. Mills, she reached out to me and asked me if we would participate. And so we acted as the fiscal sponsor of the event, and we achieved some historical milestones with that, where we had over 250 registrants, advanced registrants. With regard to donations, the estimated value of the donations that we received, in both goods and services as well as financially, was over $10,000. Whereas in the past with the event, they were primarily focusing on breast cancer survivors. This year, they opened it up to bring awareness and support to all cancers. So people were really excited about that. We actually have a survey that we recently launched just to get everybody's feedback so that, as the years go forward, whereas this was Iconic Studios Charities Inc.'s first time participating with it, if we are able to share that information with Prince Hall Grand Chapter of Georgia, maybe they would be able to use the information, or if they'd like for us to come back in and co-host it with them again, we definitely welcome that as an opportunity.
Oh, that's amazing. Just out in the community and just serving the people and doing a wonderful, wonderful job. When I tell you, Chiquita, I am so super excited for you and your journey, and just you blessing the community. It's such a beautiful thing to have an advocacy like yourself, just willing to continue to pour into the communities and sisters and brothers, linking arms, baby. Listen, moving together, forward moving together, and it only takes one to start something, but it takes a team, baby, when you taking that thing far, baby.
Yes.
So just know that you definitely got a team behind you. How can they reach you? How can they follow you if they need more information?
So, with regard to Iconic Studios charities, our website is www.iconicstudios with an S at the end.org. So that's the website. And to reach me directly is C. Williams, so my first initial full last name, at iconicstudios.org. And you're able to reach out if there's any type of events that you'd like for us to potentially participate in and help you to facilitate or anything like that, or have any members of your family where you're needing some type of direction or assistance and that type of thing. We're able to assist with that as well. But again, and then also we're always looking for sponsorships, because we're trying to secure space where we're able to not only do those workshops, but bring people in so that we can provide support, because it makes a difference. It makes a huge difference.
Right. And one thing that I love the quote, be the change that you want to see.
Yes.
And you are definitely being the change, and you are definitely representing all of us that either have family members, children, loved ones, either that have passed on, or even still in the fight right now, being a warrior, being a survivor, and just continue to keep pushing forward. So the change, I love the change in you, and I love the change, and to see the difference in you. You're doing a beautiful, beautiful job, and I definitely applaud you for that. And anything that you need of me,
Yes, ma'am.
I am there. One phone call, that's all. You
There you
understand what
go.
I'm saying? ShonGee Enterprises would love to support you, love to get on board, and also Wine La Vie with Keisha, the podcast as well. We're there. Just let me know where you need me, where you need me, where you need me. Okay. Absolutely. So, it is Black Music Month, and I know that you have a love for music and have grown around music as well.
Yes.
Who is your favorite artist, or what is your favorite song that you would love to hear, whether it's being all genres or gospel or whatever?
So I actually was in the band when I was in school. I started in a band in middle school. So with the little flute, everybody played a little flute, but I went on to play the clarinet. I was part of the
Right.
all-state band for the state of Georgia, first chair, the president of the band, all the things. So and then just in my exposure to different cultures and that type of thing, I love all types of music. The only music that I can't necessarily wrap my head around and just listen to is that hard metal where they're just screaming and I can't do that. However, you mentioned one of my favorite artists, which is Nina Simone earlier. CC Winans. I am all about Michael Jackson. You can't talk about music and not talk about MJ. Okay, Earth, Wind, and Fire. Right. CC and BB Winans, Linkin Park. Just all of it. I love music just as a whole. John Coltrane is one on Pandora. When I'm working and I'm trying to settle my mind, or if I'm reading a book or something like that, I'll typically put on John Coltrane for my Pandora station, and it'll play through a series of different jazz. And I love John. Miles Davis. I'm here for all the music. Yes, ma'am.
All the music. Absolutely. Listen, sis, listen, it has been a absolute pleasure Thank you so much. When I say thank you so much, and it's such an honor that you had the time and took the time out to come on the show. I love you, love you, love you. If there's anything that you need, baby, I'm here. Don't
Yeah.
hesitate. Okay. And listen, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a pleasure. We got Miss Chiquita Marie Williams. Yes, baby. Listen, honey, we gonna toast this thing
Oh,
on out, baby. It's our time, baby. And listen,
let me get my Welch's. Let me get my glass of my Welch's, Sandy. Let me get going. I'm ready.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
I am ready. Okay. Let me get my Welch's. Yes, ma'am.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Listen, as y'all see, I have pretty much almost drunk all of my watermelon and stream watermelon smoothie, baby. It is so good, so hydrating, and I can't wait to get some more, right? So, Chiquita, listen. I am toasting to you, Queen. Listen, I am toasting for your accomplishments, the journey that you have been on, your new journey where you're headed. Listen, cancer warrior, baby, cancer free.
Yes.
It is so. It ain't
Yes.
coming back.
Never.
And that's you
Yes.
understand what I
Yes.
said? Listen, keep on keeping on, baby. I love you. I love you. I love you. And I mean it. There's nothing you can do about it. I thank you so much for being on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, we got Miss Chiquita Williams, baby. Listen, until the next time, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for being loyal and being here each and every week, Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And listen, I am your girl, Keisha ShonGee Johnson, and this is the Wine La Vie podcast. Until next time, ciao. Cheers.